his 6th of the year. Got the Braves right back in this thing. Right-hander De Los Santos set on the first base side of the rubber. The first pitch is low and away with the slider.
Hey everybody, Josh Peterson in the Thunder Radio studios on this Friday evening, bringing you some breaking news. We were able to put this out on our social media channels just a little while ago. The Bonnaroo Music and Arts Festival, the remainder of the Bonnaroo Music and Arts Festival, has been canceled for 2025. Bonnaroo putting that message out just shortly ago after really being in a weather delay all day long. Festival grounds taking on a lot of water. We got some statements from Bonnaroo. We're going to get to that. We'll get you ticket information and other things. But first, we want to get Sheriff Chad Parton, Coffee County Sheriff Chad Parton, on the phone. He is with us now. We'll get him dialed up. Sheriff, can you hear me okay?
Yeah, Josh, I can hear you.
All right. Sheriff Chad Parton is with us. He's been in some meetings trying to figure things out. So I guess, I kind of ran down the real quick, information of it. Basically, the rest of the festival is done. They've been in a weather delay all day today, delaying. The festival took on too much water, I assume, and they've decided to make that decision. Is that pretty much what you can gather?
That's right, Josh. Mother Nature is, taking its toll on the festival, and from the areas I've seen, a lot of water standing, and with patrons trying to get in and out of park, and it was just getting dangerous, and they made the decision that, with more rain that's coming in, whether it's tomorrow or tonight, on top of what's already here, it was just going to be impossible for them to continue operations.
So at this point, a lot of questions now for, what happens. People are in there, they pretty much sold this thing out or were very close to a sellout. A lot of people already on site. It's going to be a messy situation. Are people already trying to leave the campgrounds now? Are they waiting until tomorrow? What's the process going to be like for that? This is new for everybody.
From what they're talking about right now, they're actually encouraging people to stay where they're at, enjoy themselves if possible. As they're if they find a way to get out, you're welcome to go. Basically, what we would be gearing up and doing on Sunday night is now taking place right now as we speak. So the exit plan is going into effect right now as we speak. But Bonnaroo's not forcing anybody out. They've got all day tomorrow. They've got Sunday. And I'm sure, Josh, it'll be Monday and Tuesday of them trying to, get some people out. You got a lot of big RVs and trailers and a lot of heavy equipment in there on some very saturated and wet ground. So it's going to be taking a lot of patience. You may see around Manchester and the interstate area a little burst of traffic for a while, but then, once those paths get so much traffic on them, then they become just large mud bogs, so to speak. So they're going to work with you trying to get them out, but for the people who are listening, there's no need to come. There's no going in. The in is over. It's out only. But they're not, like I said, they're not forcing everybody out. They're going to have some things open and some activities going on. They just want, everybody just to trickle out as they can. And it'll kind of be a domino effect after that.
Okay, so that's some good information there. Not necessarily a mass exodus. I did see where Bonnaroo had stated that some outer activities, like some areas out in the campgrounds, would still be moving. Food vendors, things like that, are still open out there, so it's not a complete shutdown.
That is correct, and they, hey, these people are very creative. They will come up with their own entertainment. They've got all of tonight, tomorrow, and Sunday, and a lot of people they're already planning not to leave out of here till Monday morning. So as they've got time, if they take an opportunity and see that they can get out, then they're welcome to go. Josh, we will now. Everybody here locally at home needs to prepare. Fortunately, tomorrow's not a work day or Sunday, but there's the 111 off ramp westbound is going to be shut down. The 110 westbound off ramp could be off and on, open and done, because we got folks that are going to be coming out, and they're going to be coming on I-24 going westbound, and we're going to encourage them to to utilize at times the 110 and the 97 to make their loop and come back if they've got to go back to Chattanooga. We have to spread that traffic out. So the Highway Patrol and TDOT is working on that. Same way going out from the east gate from the Taylor property side of the farm. They're going to be utilizing all the way out Asbury Road down to 127 and exiting out through Hillsboro and Viola and that area.
That sounds like like you said, that's a pretty typical traffic pattern for exit.
That is, and I will go on and tell you, we've met and decided, and we've had an emergency plan in place, and we are going to open the interstate gate for exit. We're going to have the interstate gate open. We haven't had it open in a lot of years, but in this meeting, with what we've got and some manpower that's in the middle of fluctuating around until we can get them back here, we're going to open the interstate gate. So there's going to be cones westbound at the 112 gate.
Okay.
At the 112 interstate gate. Hasn't been used in several years, but it is an emergency gate. We're going to utilize it. That will help relieve pressure from that side of the farm and won't make so much pressure on New Bushy Branch Road and Rational Road and the 111 area there around the Golden Gallon and the Beans Creek Winery.
Coffee County Sheriff Chad Parton on the phone with us discussing Bonnaroo Music and Arts Festival. If you just joined us on the air, you're looking for the Atlanta Braves. We've interrupted to talk about this. We'll get back to the Braves in just a minute. But Bonnaroo 2025 has been canceled from here on out. That we got Thursday night entertainment in, and that's about it with the deteriorating conditions on the ground. Sheriff, you talked about using that 112 exit or that 112 gate to allow people immediate access to the interstate. I would imagine that also takes a little pressure off of the property if you're not taking as many cars across the property to get them off.
That is correct. That way people have more outlets. The dirt, so to speak, in the grass is not used as bad because once, years past when we've had to shut that gate, it's tightened up on the inside. But that's why that gate is still there on hinges for exactly this purpose. So it's going to get utilized starting tonight. And if we see the traffic is flowing very well, then and we don't need it, then we will shut that gate back. But we've been in a meeting right here, and we've made the decision to open that gate, and everybody agreed. So it's going to get cone. TDOT is currently going out trying to get the cones set up. The folks with Bonnaroo internally are getting their traffic folks in line. There's no panic. But, people have planned out to be here most of the weekend, but I have been told over at Day Park and over on New Bushy Branch is a mess. Those are going to be a lot of local folks, so I'm sure they're focusing on trying to get those folks out because they're not camping out on the farm. They're going to try to get home, so they're going to work on getting those folks back out on the road. And then, as people see that this thing is canceled, they're going to want to leave, and as they can get them out, they're going to be exiting whichever gate's closest to them.
All right, Coffee County Sheriff Chad Parton. I think that's most of the bases. I do know one other thing maybe we can talk about real quick before we get you out of here. I have noticed an influx of traffic and congestion in town today simply because the tolls weren't open. A lot of people were coming in on day passes that never could get in. So they spent a lot more time in town, gas stations and some restaurants and things like that. That could be something we see over the next day or two if people are just trying to kill time before they get out of here.
They're just killing time, Josh, because, they've got this whole weekend planned out. We welcome to do business here locally. Our stores and restaurants are open, and there's several places that advertise and sponsor your station, promote them. Go see them, utilize them. We're here. We just want to make sure everybody gets home safe and sound, and no collisions and no fatalities and no injuries. Right. So, but our businesses will be open, and they'll be proud to see.
All right, Sheriff Chad Parton, thank you so much for making time with us on this Friday night, and hopefully you and all your deputies and Manchester City police officers stay safe and get everyone out and out of the property and home safely. Okay?
Yeah, Chief Sipe and Chief Floyd and Highway Patrol, everybody is out on their task, and we've got our deputies lined up where they're going, and we're just doing it a couple of nights sooner than we normally do.
All right, and a little bit muddier probably. Okay.
Yes, a little muddier.
All right, that's Sheriff Chad Parton, Coffee County Sheriff's Department. We appreciate you spending a little bit of time with us this evening. Okay.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Josh.
All right, that's Sheriff Chad Parton. If you just joined us, Bonnaroo Music and Arts Festival canceled. I'm going to get you a little more information. I didn't get to this when we first went on the air. I hope everyone caught all of that. We will have that information on our website at thunder1320.com as we can get it up. Some important pieces of information there to know. The 112, the old 112 that they used to use as an entrance is going to be used as an exit for people to get off of the festival property. That's the first time that's been used maybe since 2019, I think. I have to go back and look. Maybe 2022, because remember, there was no festival in 2020. The 2021 festival, ironically, was moved to September because of COVID, and they canceled because of rain. So they didn't have one in 2020 or 2021, and I don't think they used that exit in 2022. So it's been a while since they've used that. Hopefully that'll help alleviate some traffic problems in town. Let's get the full statement from the Bonnaroo Music and Arts Festival. They released this just a little while ago. They went into a delay early in the day. We had some storms early in the day, and you had to go back probably at 1 o'clock or so. They went into a weather delay, and then more storms are coming. It didn't really, that part didn't materialize in terms of any severe weather, but heavy rain did fall, and it created some problems out there. And I think the big thing for Bonnaroo, not to speak on their behalf, I think the issue being the fact that so much more rain in the forecast Saturday and Sunday. This is the statement from the Bonnaroo Music and Arts Festival for everyone out there in radio land today. And I'll get that on the screen here. I don't know if you can even read that, but for folks watching on Facebook or YouTube, we'll put that up. All right. Today, the National Weather Service provided us with an updated forecast with significant and steady precipitation that will produce deteriorating camping and egress conditions in the coming days. We are beyond gutted, but we must make the safest decision and cancel the remainder of Bonnaroo. We are going to make things right with you, and you will find refund information at the end of this message. But let's start with the next step. And this is what Sheriff Parton was talking about on the phone a moment ago. The number one thing we need from Bonnaroo community is patience. Some of your fellow campers' sites are in rough shape. The rain has settled in areas and made certain parts of Outeroo difficult to manage. We'd like to prioritize getting these folks, as well as those with accessibility needs off the farm as soon as possible this evening. They're talking about today on Friday. To do this, we ask that if your campsite is in good shape, or if you're in an RV or pre-pitched accommodation, please consider spending the night with us, and we'll start working to get you out of here safely tomorrow. We will continue to operate as usual in Outeroo. That's the area outside of Centeroo, the campground area. There's stages out there, some smaller ones. There's food vendors and things like that. They will include food vendors and all health and safety instructors and infrastructure. We have put our hearts and souls into making this weekend the most special one of the year, and cannot express how crushed we are to have to make this decision. Thank you in advance for your patience, your positivity, and your unfailing Bonnaroovian spirit. Now, here's the refund information for people looking for that, because I know a lot of people are going to be looking for that, okay? All one-day, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday admission tickets purchased via Front Gate Tickets, and one-day, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday day parking purchased via Front Gate Tickets will be refunded. So if you purchased your ticket through Front Gate Tickets, and that should include if you purchased through Thunder Radio and our local discount, that all went through Front Gate Tickets, you will be receiving a refund. Now, if you had a Thursday one-day pass, you will not get a refund because Thursday was held in its entirety and you got to go. All 4-day admission ticket purchased via Front Gate Tickets will receive a 75% refund. All 4-day camping accommodations purchased via Front Gate Tickets will receive a 75% refund. So if you purchased a 4-day pass, you will get 75% of that money sent back into your account because you got to enjoy 1/4 of the festival. All refunds will be processed in as little as 30 days to the original method of payment. So that's the information from the Bonnaroo Music and Arts Festival. I'm sure people out there are not happy about that, some of them, but hopefully, everybody understands that's the situation that we're in, and that just is where we are. But there's no more Bonnaroo. It is over for the year. Kind of harkens back. We've not had a Bonnaroo since 2002 was the first year. We've not had one that's been canceled mid-event. Now, we had 2021. I mentioned that a minute ago. That was canceled altogether on like Wednesday or Thursday. I think it was Wednesday, right before the festival was set to begin. Hurricane Ida, or the remnants of Hurricane Ida, had made its way to the area, and they just completely, I mean, you talk about rain, completely drenched the area. That was the September festival because it had been pushed back due to COVID. So that was completely wiped out. Didn't have it. But that's the only time. And there have been times where it's poured down rain and the festival has moved on. But not going to be the case this year. And you heard Sheriff Parton a minute ago saying some people will leave tonight, some people will leave tomorrow, some people may even wait until Sunday. But Bonnaroo saying in their statement, we're going to try our best to get the people out of here who are in bad shape. Like, so I'm assuming some people's campsites may be underwater. It's kind of the way I read that. Some people may not be able to camp there. So they're going to try to get them out of there and as fast as they can. I have seen a lot of people in town today, a lot more Bonnaroo people. I saw some video from a gas station up the road with just people having a big old party. And I just saw this a little while ago from our friends over at Granddad's Restaurant. So if you know about Granddad's, that's the old Praters. It's at 620 Woodbury Highway. So they're going to have a little party tomorrow night. Wear your Bonnaroo bracelet, 21 years old, and you get, if you do that, you get one free draft beer at Granddad's. Layla Cataldo and Asher Cataldo will be happening from 7 until 10. That's Saturday, June the 14th. So opportunity if you're in town for Bonnaroo or know someone who is, and they're still looking for some good music and good fun, 620 Woodbury Highway. That's Granddad's Restaurant. You can look them up at granddadsmanchester.com. And there's plenty of other local folks that can help you out. Common John Brewing Company's right up the road. They're always having a good time. And lots of our other local shops, restaurants. Please go patron them if you're in town. I hate that this has happened, but just for everyone locally, understand that the traffic congestion shouldn't be incredibly bad, but this is the first time we've seen this. So we don't really know what to expect, but I wouldn't think that it'll be any worse than a Monday with everybody leaving at one time. It looks like people will kind of leak out of the campgrounds tonight, tomorrow, and maybe even into Sunday. So we'll see. They got more rain coming. Hopefully a lot of those folks get out of the campgrounds tonight. I'm Josh Peterson in the Thunder Radio Studios, letting you know Bonnaroo Music and Arts Festival canceled. Organizers making that announcement after a day of delays. They went into delay at 1 o'clock today. Weather delays sent everyone to their car, shut down Bonnaroo, shut down the toll booths. We're not allowing anyone in with their day passes. And that held up till about 7 o'clock or so, maybe a little after. And then they announced that they have canceled the rest of the festival. And I just posted the refund information, and we'll have it on our website at thunder1320.com. All right. On that note, that's going to wrap it up for our coverage. Just wanted to stop by the station, get on the air, let everybody know what's happening on the radio. It's on our social media and our Facebook and YouTube pages as well. Let's get you back to Atlanta Braves baseball in progress right here on Thunder Radio, 107.9 FM, 1320 AM, 106.7 FM in Tullahoma, worldwide at thunder1320.com.
I'm so happy for Marcel, after that meeting on the mound about him, and then